Welcome back to Daytime Live. Now, mental health challenges among men especially have long been underreported due to stigma, social expectations, and limited access to male-focused support services. Now, joining us to talk about support for men is Dr. Courtney Faulkner. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very good, Sir Sheffield. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome.
Yes.
All right, jumping right in. So studies show that men are less likely to seek support compared to women.
Yes.
Explore that a little bit more for us. Why?
The data is true. And one of the reasons is that men, based on how they were raised, to suppress their feelings as it relates to women who are more expressive, more open and sharing. So if you look at a boy being raised, he falls to the ground, wants to cry, no, you can't cry. I mean, man up. So because of that tendency to have our men repressing their feelings, you find that they are more unlikely to move towards getting help. So based on how they were raised, that's part of the thing. And based on societal norms, that listen, man must be tough. Big man can't cry. And it seems as if there's a weakness when men are open and share about what they're going through. And because of that, a lot of men refuse to be labeled as mama man
or soft.
And we were talking earlier about this whole nonsense about men to hold them stress, which you find that this is part of the narrative that we need to change for men to understand that, listen, it's okay not to be okay.
Exactly. I love that.
Yes.
A part of dealing with that stress, changing that narrative, is not just societal norms, expectations, but it is now how it is that we move from that point.
Yes.
How men, the conversations we need to have, and there's that almost a taboo word when it comes down to men.
Absolutely.
Therapy.
Absolutely.
And men going to therapy.
Absolutely.
How can we normalize this though, and make it a part of not just our conversations, but a part of our activities?
Absolutely. And it begins in whom? It begins in how we raise our boys. It begins in safe space talking, in what we're doing now. It begins to persons of influence, men of influence, to share the narrative that mental health is important for men, right? Whether it is in the workplace, whether it is in the church, in society, in the community, there must be a rethinking, a reshaping in terms of that, listen, it's okay for our men to seek help. It starts in the home, and it must be emphasized as that boy transition into adulthood, that, listen, it's okay to be expressive. There are men who are in relationships, right? And even in our context of marriage counseling or couples counseling, you find the woman to say, listen, him don't talk. I just can't understand what is happening with him. Usually men, as I said, they hold things inside. And it's very important that we create more safe space for men to trust and person that they can talk to, not just to their own peers, who sometimes reinforce this.
The tough up man, no, we're not talking about that.
Absolutely. So we have to create more options for them where they're able to do so. And that's part of the mission of what I do in giving men an opportunity to be safe whilst they're seeking to be helped.
And I love that, and I love what you're discussing, because I always feel like we always have this conversation, particularly between Dufton and myself.
Yes.
Because I feel like, as you just said, men amongst men.
Yes.
The narrative is, brother, yo, come, hold up your stress, like whatever. So kind of like, how important would you say it is for males to support each other? Because women, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a da-da-da.
Yes.
And we're always like, what's going on? Like, communicate.
Yes.
But if you are being encouraged to hold it, then you're not talking about it.
Yes.
Tell us about the network of men amongst men and role models sharing their journey about mental health and how important that is in changing the narrative.
It's very important because one of the things too, it's easier for men to reach men, right? absolutely easier. And we talk about so many different things, right? We talk about sports. You go to the gym, they're pumping the irons and all that, but we really don't know each other. We don't get the time to talk to each other. Say, Shepherd, how are you doing today? You know,
like really,
how are you doing today? You know, so we need to move away, right, from just talking about other issues that are important, right, but find the opportunity, right, whether in the gym, whether at the beach, wherever you are, right, engaging, right, and I believe too that our music is important, and I love that clip that you played earlier, very, very good, where we
Jalil, yes.
where we can send a message, listen, from persons of influence, right, whether it's in government, whether it's in the private sector, and whether it's in counseling, that listen, men, it's okay to seek help. It's okay.
Beautiful.
We've all been there.
Beautiful, we've all been there.
We've all been there.
I must say that I've seen there's a large shift, there's an ongoing shift with how men are relating to other men now. There needs to be a greater movement, but I can see where men are having more holistic and wholesome conversations between each other in terms of how it is that you are mentally, how it is that you can be a better man, a better brother, a better son, a better father, a better human being. So I'm happy that we're having this discussion, and I'm also happy that we are seeing that movement, because I can tell you, as a male, as a man, as all of this before, I can honestly say I'm seeing that.
Yes.
I'm literally seeing that amongst my brothers. So I'm like, yo, men, you know, fight on.
And let's go back to a point that was said earlier of air. Father's Day is coming up. And I believe part of the challenge we have is that we pay little attention in building our men and supporting fathers.
I want you to complete that thought, but there's something that I want. How is it that women can support this process?
Well, listen, in relationship, right? Because that statement, the whole of its stress, came from a female. Right. So, right. So the point I'm making is that
here.
No, not here.
Okay.
Not here. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So I believe safe space. I watched something recently, and the man sat in his car for at least 15 minutes, and he said one of the reasons why he wanted to prepare himself before he goes into the house to deal with what is coming next. I believe that a lot of women sometimes may not believe that men need to be nurtured and to be cared for in such a way that he feels so connected to her. Yes.
I have to cut you because we're running out of time. Where can we find your social media? Because this conversation.
And tell us about the app, because I know you have an app and a call to action. We have no time. Tell us about the app, the call to action, social media.
Go to Google Play Store, talk about it limited, or you can follow us on social media. Our handle is Talk About It LTD, right? So once you go to Google Play Store, you can download the app, register for it, answer a few questions, and you're able to speak to your therapist, right? Whether video call, whether voice call, or texting in real time on the app.
I love that.
So there's no need for you to journey to
somewhere or outside.
Yeah, you need immediate help.
On your phone.
Or sit in an office.
Privately. I love that.
Right, to wait on a therapist. Anywhere you are, you can connect to someone.
Thank you so much. I wish we had more time, because like we said, June is all about mental health month, and this is more important than everything else that we're doing.
Thank you.
However, Daytime I'll be right back, and we have a game that is great for your mental health. We'll soon come back.